He was watched by the FBI. But before all of that, he was a child. Malcolm Little was born in 1925. His father, a preacher, believed in black self-reliance, and for that, their family was targeted by white supremacists. Their house was burned down. When Malcolm was just 6, his father was found dead. Police called it an accident. The family knew it was murder. His mother, Louise, was left to raise 8 children alone. The trauma and constant harassment from welfare agencies took their toll. She was committed to a mental institution, and the children were torn from her, separated. Malcolm was smart, a top student who dreamed of becoming a lawyer. But when he shared this dream, his white teacher told him it wasn't realistic for a black boy. It was a crushing blow. The system had already decided his place. But it was an illusion. Prison could have been the end. Instead, it was the beginning. At first, he was so full of rage and defiance, he was nicknamed Satan. But then, through his family, he was introduced to the Nation of Islam, and he began to read, copying the entire dictionary to expand his mind. He joined the prison debate team, honing the voice that would one day captivate a nation. He found discipline, purpose, and a new identity. He took the name X, a symbol for the unknown name he had lost. He was no longer a hustler, no longer a prisoner. His story begins not in triumph, but in trauma. Born Malcolm Little, his childhood was shattered by violence after his activist father's death, an act his family believed was a hate crime. His mother, facing immense pressure, was institutionalized, leaving a grieving child adrift in foster homes. By his teens, he was on the streets of Boston and Harlem. Known as Detroit Red, he was a hustler and burglar, living a life of crime a world away from the man he would become. That life led to a 10-year prison sentence, but in his cell, a fire was lit. He devoured books, educating himself with a ferocious hunger. Through his brother, he discovered the Nation of Islam and its leader, Elijah Muhammad. He shed what he called his slave name, Little, and took the name X, a symbol for the stolen identity of his ancestors. He entered prison a criminal. He emerged a revolutionary. After his release, Malcolm X rose quickly. He became one of the most powerful and electrifying speakers in America. His words were direct, blunt, unfiltered. He spoke about racism with a raw honesty that captivated many and terrified others. He challenged America's image of itself. Television cameras followed him. Newspapers quoted him. Under his leadership, the Nation of Islam grew from a small sect into a powerful movement. He debated civil rights leaders, challenging nonviolence as the only strategy in asserting the right of black communities to defend themselves. But as his influence grew, so did the tension within the nation. Malcolm discovered that his mentor had violated the group's strict moral code. He began questioning leadership, and in turn, his loyalty was questioned. In 1964, everything changed. Malcolm traveled to Mecca. There, he saw millions of Muslims of all races praying together as equals. For the first time, he saw a vision of brotherhood that transcended race. It shifted him to his core. He returned to America a changed man, now known as El-Hajj Malik El. He still believed fiercely in black empowerment, but he now spoke a different language, one of universal brotherhood and global human rights. He saw racism not just as an American problem, but a worldwide one. But this evolution made him a target. On February 21st, 1965, he was assassinated. He was 39 years old. His life was an arc of transformation, from a grieving child to a street hustler to a prisoner, to a fiery minister to a global humanitarian. His story is not one chapter. It is constant evolution. And that is why his name still matters.